Hello, everyone. This is Francis from Player Essence PE Nintendo, and I'm going to be talking. Okay, that was a horrible alien impersonation, but this is PE Nintendo. But somehow we're going to be talking about Microsoft, and the reason why I have this alien up here is because that's kind of something that's different or alien to this channel. Plus, I saw this stuff in my settings last second, and I thought it would be stupid or funny. I'm not exactly sure how many people care, but I thought it was funny nonetheless. Anyway, let's get this off the screen. If you guys like this stupid alien and want me to bring him back anytime I talk about something that's not Nintendo, since that is alien to the channel, because it is P Nintendo, let me know. But until then, I'm going to be switching back to my face. Anyway, what's up, everybody? This is Francis over here from P Nintendo, PlayerEssence.com. We're going to be discussing, like I said, we're going to be talking about Microsoft. We're going to be talking about what they did with the Xbox One and the dropping the Kinect and how does that affect the Wii U. So first, let's go over the details. So Microsoft, the Xbox One. They basically said that they're going to run this whole thing. You know, they're going to have it, and they're going to drop the price down to $399. That is pretty good. That is pretty good. They're going to drop it to $399, and a lot of people are really happy about that. I personally think that it was the right call for them, and I'm just going to go over a few different reasons why I think it's the right call for them to drop the price and how that's going to relate to the Wii U in a little bit. So they dropped the Kinect. They also changed some things up with Xbox Live that you don't need the service and stuff like some of the stuff like Xbox, like Netflix and Hulu. Those aren't going to be locked behind the paywall. You don't need Xbox Live to get those. Those are also really good ideas too. But regardless of all that, the fact that they just basically dropped the price and that's more competitive with the PS4 and also more competitive with the Wii U. Now you don't have a system like the Wii U that has plenty of, pretty good games, with $200 more. Now it's just the same as the PS4, and the PS4 has been doing really well. I think that that's a big step up for Microsoft. I also think that Nintendo should definitely respond, I guess, in some way, and I think at this year's E3 you're going to see that with games. But at the same time, like, having that value with the Microsoft's Xbox One and the price drop, I want to know how you Nintendo fans feel. I want to know what you guys think about this whole thing, because personally, I'm not going to be spending a whole ton of time on this. This is not something that I'm going to talk about a lot on my channel. As you guys can see, like if you caught the beginning, I was kind of just joking around with it a little bit because I never talk about Xbox. It's kind of alien. But at the same time, I still think that it's a good move on Microsoft's part, and it's going to put pressure on Nintendo to continue delivering games. I think that's how it's really going to affect Nintendo. If the sales get a bump, and if more people are buying the Xbox One, that's only going to inspire Nintendo to do more and better things. So I definitely think that this is something that Nintendo really needs to, I guess, keep their eyes on. I bet Nintendo's already tracking all this stuff themselves too, but they have a host of issues that they have to work out. But I always say this. Microsoft dropping the price is great for Nintendo. Overall, in the whole grand scheme of things, it's great for Nintendo because it's that, like I've talked about the competition. If this brings more sales to Microsoft and this brings more competition, if this gets more developers to put games on the Xbox One, more developers to use the features of the Xbox One, more developers to take advantage of the achievements or games for gold, that can only benefit all the gamers, and that's Nintendo fans included. If their plan is successful and they see that, hey, dropping the Kinect was such a good idea, but having it being sold separately as an accessory is still something that's feasible, and Microsoft can still sell that as an extra thing. Will Nintendo go the same route with the Wii U gamepad? I doubt it. But at the same time, that doesn't mean that it can't be under consideration, I guess, from just a standpoint of just looking and seeing how it works out. Now, I personally think that the gamepad is really integral, especially with the stuff that they've announced recently with the whole NFP figurines and stuff like that. I think the gamepad is going to be integral to the Wii U, and I think the gamepad is going to be something that's a necessity, unlike an Xbox Kinect. I don't think the Xbox Kinect is really integral to gameplay, since it's not something that's physical. You do not touch the Xbox Kinect. It is just easily, you don't hold anything. It's just all motion, voice command, voice based. You can do that with the headset. As far as just voice commands go, You don't necessarily need a Kinect for that, especially one that's going to drop the price by $100. Whereas with the Wii U gamepad, you really do need that, and you do need that base, that NFP base or NFC base to actually get those figurines working. So I think Nintendo has a little bit of a better thing when in comparison to each other. But at the same time, I still think that Nintendo, what they can learn from this and what they can learn is they can see the reaction, and some of the stuff that Microsoft's been doing as far as drop, like the paywall, doing things like that, doing stuff that fans have been asking for a long time from a system-wide level as far as restrictions go. I think that can transfer over to Nintendo a little bit, especially if people see that there's success. Like, for example, like Nintendo still has this thing where like the friend codes on the Nintendo 3DS. Maybe they can drop that someday. That's just a restriction. I think that's a restriction on people that doesn't need to be there, that nobody really likes, and it doesn't really serve any real purpose. It doesn't really protect people any more than they would without it. Like, anybody can just go on a forum or message board and get a friend code from somebody else. As you can see with the whole swap note thing, that didn't stop anything from happening as far as that goes. So I think Nintendo really needs to look and let the parents do the parenting, and the paywalls and other stuff like that Microsoft has done in dropping that. Maybe that'll lead to Nintendo maybe looking at some of their policies and saying, maybe this isn't so good. Maybe this isn't something that we need to do as far as users go, because I don't think there's anybody that says, oh yeah, we need friend codes. We didn't need it for the Wii. We don't need it for the Wii U. Everybody's enjoying and loving the fact that there are no friend codes on the Wii U. So like I said, Microsoft making their system better, removing restrictions, making their system better is always a benefit to the Wii U. And even Xbox Live, believe it or not, I mean, in some of the older interviews, I remember Reggie Fils-Aimé praising Xbox Live, and that has done some things into getting the Wii U to where it is as far as this point, and Nintendo to where it is. One big thing is how Xbox Live handled their digital content and services. I know that's one area where Nintendo really learned from Microsoft, and they even went out and got one of Microsoft's guys, Dan Adelman. I think that's his name, the current indie guy. They even went and got him from Microsoft because they really felt that they could use his expertise in gaming, and they can use his style and stuff like that. So yeah, I have to 100% agree. I have to agree that the fact that it's a good idea. Now, as far as for Nintendo fans, I want to know what you guys think. Does the Xbox One, from a Nintendo perspective, so from a Nintendo fan's perspective, does the Xbox One make the system more appealing to you? Do you guys think that the Xbox One is something that you're going to get into at this point because of the price drop? How do you feel it relates to the Wii U? What do you guys think is going to come from this? Do you guys see more Nintendo fans picking up an Xbox One as their secondary system? Because for me, at this point, I was pretty dead set on the PS4 because of the price difference, because of Infamous, because of the order. But wait a minute, hold on now. Now you have a $399 Xbox, and you have, I think, in my opinion, what is a superior achievement system with the Microsoft's Xbox achievements, and you also have Halo, and you have Fable Legends, and you have some pretty, is it Fable Legends? Yeah. Well, the new Fable game coming out, the MMO-ish type game or whatever. You have the new Fable. You have a Halo, that's coming. You have a potentially Gears of War. You have a Gears of War that could really innovate and do some new things. So all of that combined, makes me rethink. And like I said, I was dead set on buying a PS4 this September when Destiny came out. But now I'm gonna wait. Now I'm not sure what I want to get. So really, it's going to come down to E3 from a Nintendo fan's perspective, because right now the only games that I'm really super interested in are really like indie games, quirky little PC titles that I play on Steam, and Wii U games. There really hasn't been much outside of a few games, a couple games here and there on the Xbox One and PS4 that's got me excited to play those systems or to purchase those systems. I'm just waiting. I have the money. I'm just waiting to buy that system, but there's just really been nothing at this point that's really compelled me. So this price drop from a Nintendo fans perspective is pretty good, and I think it's really going to create some good competition at E3. It's going to come down to that. Who shows the best games at E3? What is Microsoft's secret RPG that they have? I mean, will that be at E3 or not? I really need to figure out what that Japanese game, that secret Japanese game they have in development. Is it from Platinum Games? Like, that could really be the deciding factor. If Platinum Games is making an exclusive game for the Xbox One, that overrides anything Sony has from a first-party development standpoint, plain and simple. Like I said, this is coming from a Nintendo fan, because we do have Bayonetta 2. We do have Wonderful 101. There are rumors of other games that Platinum's doing for the Wii U. Watch my last videos if you want to see that. So overall, from a whole standpoint, things, it really changes the landscape. And I think it changes the landscape for Nintendo fans because we all have to admit something. We can all play, Nintendo games. That's great. But third-party developers and the good games like Destiny and the good games like Metal Gear Solid, when that comes out, those aren't coming to the Wii U. So most Nintendo fans like to have a separate, one other system, whether it be a PC or whether it be, but Destiny and Metal Gear aren't coming to PC. Neither is Final Fantasy 15. So for me, I have to have something else other than a Wii U and other than a PC that I already have. So I need to have another system. So right now, the Xbox One, like I said, if they get that exclusive game with Platinum, it might shift the tide over to there. And I don't know how long I put this was going to last, but I think I put like an hour or 30 minutes, and that's not how long I wanted it to be. I wanted this just to be a quick discussion. Like I said, I do live streams just because they're easy to do and edit. Because I started my new job, as you guys all know, other than running player lessons and hiring editors and stuff like that. But I started my new job, so I'm at my job doing training all day. So when I come back here, I'm pretty tired, but I still have to update on the site and stuff like that. But yeah, so this one's not going to go too long. I just wanted to get my quick impressions and thoughts out. I'll probably have more of an in-depth analysis or discussion, probably with Terminator Juice or somebody from the Player Essence community, maybe somebody that knows Xbox more, maybe somebody who's really into the Xbox One. Maybe I'll get it from their perspective, or somebody that has like a PS4 and a Wii U, and maybe we'll just push them to get an Xbox One. But overall, the message of this video is it's good that Microsoft is doing this. And how does it affect Nintendo? It affects Nintendo positively because it puts pressure. It puts pressure on Nintendo to deliver. If the Wii U was selling so great, I mean, like if it was just selling like gangbusters, I don't know, would we be getting all these really cool things? I mean, I remember with the Wii, there's times people complaining like crazy that Nintendo just wasn't having it. It doesn't seem like they were really doing it set on making the system better at all. Or, I mean, they made good games, but they just made it at their pace. I mean, there'd be times where we didn't even get any good games for a long stretch of time or any good core titles, and now we're hearing about new IPs and we're hearing about collaborations, and they're doing way more than they did at this point than they did in the Wii era. So I mean, like I said, selling is one thing that's good, but then again, you might get a little lazy, and I think that's what's happening both with Microsoft and both with Nintendo. So Microsoft doing this can easily push Nintendo to do more great things, and I'm happy, and I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what's coming next. I do have a couple questions from Terminator Juice. You guys all know him. I did my live stream with him last time, Player Since Cross Nintendo. So he has one question here. So I can answer a couple questions if you guys have some. If not, I'm going to get back working on the website. So if you have a question, please use the Q&A app, and I'll be able to get to it. But I don't have a ton of time just because of limited other stuff that I got to do. Got to work on the site. Got to take care of my family here. So just give me one second here. All right, here's Terminator Juice's question. Do you think that the $399 price point for the Xbox is good considering the Titanfall bundle with the Kinect was selling for as low as $450? Yeah, of course I think it's good. It gives people more options. The more options people have, I think the better. And the Xbox One, the Kinect, it wasn't really needed for a lot of the games. A lot of the main games didn't even use the Kinect, whereas, at least with the Wii U, a lot of some of the main games, like Zombie U uses the gamepad pretty well, especially multiplayer. Nintendo Land uses the gamepad pretty well. I mean, if that game had online play, that game would have done way better. I think Nintendo would have done way better. But there are games that are required. Deus Ex Human Revolution Director's Cut uses the gamepad in fantastic ways, whereas you can't really say that about Microsoft yet. And there's not even a Dance Central right now for the Xbox One. So you don't even have that quintessential game that really pushed the Kinect in before. Kinect Sports was great, but it was really Dance Central that got core gamers into playing the Xbox Kinect. And without Dance Central, I don't think Microsoft's going to have anything with Kinect, so they dropped it. All right, next question. In your opinion, what percentage of Microsoft's decision to lower the price was based on the PS4 success? And do you think that was the positive hype that Mario Kart 8 and do you think that the positive hype for Mario Kart 8 and the announcement of the Mario Kart 8 Wii U bundle had any impact on their decision? Yeah, I think it all had an impact. I think I'll prioritize it as far as order goes. I think the first thing that had the biggest impact on there was Microsoft's own sales. I don't think the success of the PS4 affected Microsoft to do this. I think it was Microsoft's own stagnant sales in Europe and of course in America. They've been selling good here in America. That's great, but worldwide they haven't been selling real well. I think it was just basically the overall stagnant sales, and yeah, just basically not selling up to par. Like let's say it was selling, let's say it was selling like right underneath the PS4. You know what I'm saying? Like worldwide. I don't think they would have changed anything if it was neck and neck, but it's not. It's getting beat, and they know. And where your second part of the question comes in is like the Mario Kart 8 bundle. Yes, they already know. Phil Spencer, who's the new head of the Microsoft division, he is very savvy. He is very smart, and he knows good and well that that Wii U bundle with Mario Kart is going to push a lot of units. I mean, he's talked about it himself. He said Mario Kart's one of those genre-defining games. He has the highest esteem. So Phil Spencer isn't pulling any punches, as new head of Xbox. Whereas I think before, people that they had in there before, I'm not sure if they make this call that early. Phil Spencer is aggressive, and I think that he knows that Mario Kart 8 bundle is going to do some things, and he's preemptively trying to strike that bundle down at this point, which is a good call on their part. That's a good call. Will it be the deciding factor for people who like, oh, there's a new Xbox now I'm going to wait on the Wii U bundle? No. I think there's already people that are dead set on getting Mario Kart 8 and getting the Wii U. I've talked to people who don't even have a Wii U, but they went and pre-ordered Mario Kart 8 on Amazon just because they knew they were going to get it. They knew they were going to get it, or they were going to get like a white Wii U, like a cheap one, the Skylanders bundles that they've been selling for $1.99 on eBay, or they were just going to go get the pre-order the Mario Kart bundle and stuff like that. So yeah, Phil Spencer's smart. He knows what's up. So yeah, that definitely played a factor into it. But I think the biggest problem was just their own internal sales, and the fact that they, just a little bit ago, they said that they're going to actually slow down production of the Xbox One. They could be slowing down production. So I just think that they looked at their sales and were like, okay, these sales aren't good enough. And then they looked at the other stuff, and the price was one of the big factors as far as what gamers were saying too. But it was more about their own sales than anything else. All right, and that basically wraps that one up. We have one more question here, unless I get another one from the PE Nintendo community. And this one comes from the Magnum 924. Do you think getting rid of the let me see here. Do you think getting rid of the Kinect will allow developers to use more power of the systems? Microsoft said that they were already working on giving developers more power. I don't think the Kinect takes so much power to the point to where it's going to just basically be like, oh, you know what, Kinect's not there anymore. We have power. It's going to be like PS4. No. It has a different type of RAM. The system's just it's just not quite as powerful. It could give it a little bump here and there, but remember, Microsoft was already working on freeing up space for the Kinect anyway. So I don't really think that it's really going to change much. I still think it's really the RAM. The PS4 has faster RAM than the Xbox One, and that's what's sometimes causing some of these issues. And it has better RAM. They have the same amount. But yeah, you're right though. You are definitely right. It could help them. It could help a little bit, like some people are saying, but I don't really think it's going to be the determining factor for anything, or really going to cause that huge of a difference. So, all right, good question there. So I've answered that. So if I don't have any more, that basically wraps it up for this little mini one here. I'm going to be doing a lot of these little mini live streams during the weekdays because, like I said, I'm at work all day, and like I said, I got a couple editors that are working on the site, and of course, when I get back, I post, and I also schedule posts. So you're going to still get the same amount of content. I think we've got 30 articles already up, and I'm definitely going to do a lot more. So don't worry about the content slipping. Trust me, there's always going to be more. And just make sure you lock it into playerassist.com and PE Nintendo for all of the news, reviews, discussions, and all sorts of good stuff. I should be getting Mario Kart 8 pretty soon here, so we're going to have some good Mario Kart 8 content coming up. And also, I think this weekend we're going to have a live stream, or we're going to have a PE game night for Mario Kart since Nintendo is shutting down the servers. I think that's going on the 20th, so I'm pretty sure we're going to have our final, last hurrah for Mario Kart Wii. As far as PE game night, so look forward to that. You'll get more details probably on Friday or Thursday or Friday. You'll probably get more details. I might talk about it in another live stream that I do. Look forward to the next live stream being probably this Friday. If not Friday, I might do one tomorrow, but you guys will see the schedule. So just make sure you just keep it locked to my channel. Make sure you check your subscription feed, and you'll see when the live streams are coming up. Hopefully the quality is a little bit better. I have my hardwire plugged in. I'm not through Wi-Fi, and hopefully you guys thought that stupid thing at the beginning was funny. If not, then I won't do it anymore. But I have other ones, so I might just joke around. But anytime I talk about something that's not just dedicated straight to Nintendo, I'll probably do something with the alien or just something to look stupid, just to change it up a little bit, so you guys don't have to look at me. I mean, the whole time. Maybe you guys want to look at an alien, or you guys want to look at something else. So I'm just trying to keep things a little fresh now that I don't have my editing tools to do like I did, like my Players Cross Nintendo, to where I can add video and stuff like that. So, all right. So that basically wraps it up for this live stream. Thanks for watching, guys. I know more people joined in, and probably you guys didn't catch the whole thing. That's all good. You should be able to watch the replay as soon as this one is done, and then you'll have it on playeressence.com, so you can wait for that as well. Plus, it'll be up on my channel here on P Nintendo. All right, guys. Thanks for watching, and we will see you guys for the next live stream. Peace.